This morning, we're going to talk about making others equally as important. We talked about this a few months ago, and we're going to talk one more time about it. A little different information, but it all means the same thing. We are not better and we are not less than others. Jesus taught equality. We learn equality by not judging, and through love and through compassion, we learn how to be equal with one another. When people are equal to us, they become important to us. Those are the people that are so important to us. When we look at someone's heart and we can feel that the other person is in pain and confusion, the only way we can do that is to become equal within them. In other words, we can move into that pain. We don't take it away from them. That's interfering with their karma. We should not do that. But we can move into them and we can understand and we can have compassion. One of the reasons why we have wakes at funerals or we have celebrations after somebody dies is so that we can share that pain with the person who lost their dear loved one so that we can help them carry that for a little while. Jesus even had help carrying his cross for a little while, but it was his cross and it was returned to him. So we help people with their pain with our compassion, and that's how we merge into their vibration to become equal to them. We look in someone's heart and we can feel the other person's pain. The only way we do this is by becoming equal with them. If we feel better than them, we have all the answers on how they should suffer. When we can do that, there comes compassion. From that compassion, love is born. So for that time, you have tremendous love for the situation. Love that accepts, affirms, and reaches to the befriended and empowers the other person. That's why we're there. That's why we're trying to help. That's why we listen, is because we're empowering the other person. We serve man by bringing him solace in his suffering. That is one way we serve mankind. That is one way that we are able to give love. When we attack others, we must live defensively because there's going to be something that comes back. It's not particularly satisfying or dignified way to live. So we really need to learn how to have that compassion to become equal, but not to take on their pain, but to share it for a little while. Once we attain that consciousness, the Christo consciousness, the Christ consciousness, and a single relationship with another human being, we take the first step into a circle of grace. If we just leave one person out, if we just are just not going to let somebody in, it's very difficult to enter that circle of grace. We all have people that we don't want to talk to, or we all have people that we'd rather not encounter again. But that's not how we are taught to live. Experience this week. I had a phone call this week from somebody that just, she's just all over the map and it's difficult to deal with her. But I took her call. I needed to hear what she had to say. She called me for a reason. And that's helped me to have the grace to help her. So we have to put ourselves in a position to receive grace through our compassion. That is one way we get in that circle of grace. Once we had experienced what it is like to hold a person in equality with us, we then learned to do this in other relationships. It's one thing at a time. And if you can't hold people equal and be kind and nice to them and treat them well, you don't hold people equal to you. You are still putting yourself above. It's very important. It's Jesus's teachings to treat people equal. And when we do that, we receive other things like grace and understanding. Sometimes we don't understand another person's point of view, so we judge them. This is not what we should be doing. And in this day and age, we're very, very torn apart. We have two different views, and if you don't view the way I do, you are wrong. And yet their views are equally as important as our views. We have to love our enemies. Jesus taught us to love our enemies, not to tolerate them, to love them. That's what he told us. He didn't say you can love them, but just tolerate them. He said, love them. These teachings should be very clear to us. His teachings were very clear. The teachings challenge us. We will work on these teachings from the day we're born to the day we die. But we need to work on them. The ones who despise us the most is our greatest teacher because we don't want to become like them. They actually push us to the limit, forcing us to move emotionally. And that's when you need God to step in and help you. When we follow the path of spirituality, the path of Jesus, the teachings, somehow we look less at how we are being treated and we begin to look at how we are treating others. Somehow or another, that's how it all works. I don't know how. It's what Jesus does, it's what God does for us. We no longer focus on other people's words and actions. We begin to focus on our own. What are our actions like? What are we teaching others through our actions? If you can't hear and if you can't talk, the language we learn is the language of action. There is no greater understanding on the spiritual path than to learn to respond in a respectable way. And compassion way is with love. When you have compassion, you have love. If you realize you have compassion for what somebody's going through, it's love. That love extends to them. No matter how mean or ugly their approach might be, it's all about love. Compassion brings love, and it helps you integrate in that circle of grace. Once we are able to come to the point where we don't react emotionally, that we have control of our emotions, then we can only be able to choose our responses. We may be able to act responsible and compassionate in human beings, no matter what their dilemmas are, may affect us or what we might be. We need to understand that people own what they do, they own what they go through, but we can help them. And that is what we're looking to do. If we don't choose to seek equality, we will never learn how to give love without conditions. We need to remember what we seek, we will find. It's the oldest law in the universe. It's the truth. As we offer, so will we receive. These laws have not changed. So remember, no matter what your problem, God is still the answer. And if you trust in your Heavenly Father, He'll never let you down. God bless each and every one of you.